So, first of all, aerobic fitness. So, from the fact you haven't done very many passes, I've guessed your aerobic fitness may be slightly poor. This may be because she's done less dribbling, and from the schematic I can see that she tended to only just run up and down court, rather than utilising the whole court. This may be because she didn't have enough fitness to keep up with her opponents and mark them, and maybe didn't have enough fitness to run around in general. As a result of this, I'm going to be working on her aerobic fitness in hope that this will help improve her overall performance. Having weak aerobic fitness will mean that you struggle to play a whole game, won't be as involved in the game, and may struggle in the later stages, where you may be feeling more tired, and so mean that as a player you do less attacking and less defending. As a small forward, because the position is so versatile, it means that you're heavily involved and so are required in every aspect of the game, so need to be able to maintain aerobic fitness. I will help work with you to improve your stamina and fitness so you're able to have a greater influence in the game. So to improve your aerobic fitness, I'll be working with you over a 4-month period. Improving aerobic fitness does take quite a while to see progress, but it will help massively in your game. So I'll be aiming to get you to run 2,200 metres on court in the next match that you play in 4 months' time, and for you to be able to run greater distances at higher intensities. So I'm first going to get you to do a bleep test. This is so that I can see and understand what your aerobic fitness is like at the moment, which will enable me to understand what your current fitness is like, and this will help inform me of where in terms of duration and intensity we can start. I will also use the result from your bleep test for comparison. I'll get you to do the bleep test after we've worked together and you've done the training program I've created for you so that we can see the progress that you've hopefully made in comparison to how you started. It will hopefully show your progression and improvements of fitness, as you should be able to score much higher. I will then gradually start adding aerobic exercise into your lifestyle. I'll begin in the first 2 weeks getting you to go on 2 30-minute runs and then an hour slow swim in which you will alternate between 8 lengths in front crawl and 8 lengths of breaststroke and so on. I will get you to use an app called Map My Run, when you're on your runs, which will inform you of the distance of your run and average speed. The third, fourth and fifth week, I will then get you to go on 2 30-minute runs and 1 35-minute runs, as well as 1 hour swim. I will then also get you to do a spin class, at which an instructor will lead a class for an hour, where there is intervals of high intensity sprinting and low moderate pace cycling. From the 6th weeks onward, I then gradually add in and then change the exercise that you will need to do so you can continue to stay motivated and don't get bored. Some days will be hill training, some will be HIIT training, some will be wind resistance training, interval training, which will involve a steady paced, long duration run of about 45 minutes, where there will be periods of sprints, such as every 5 minutes you've got to sprint for 10 seconds. This way it's better as it's targeting all different aspects of fitness, which will contribute to overall better fitness levels. After 4 months, I'll get you to redo the bleep test to see your progress, and I'll also do a schematic on your next basketball game, and we'll calculate the distance that you covered in the game. This will hopefully overall help your aerobic fitness, so what I'm going to work on with you in terms of the training program will help your overall fitness, will enable you to play in a whole game of basketball, keeping up your fitness, enabling you to continue throughout the whole game, maintaining high fitness levels, being able to be involved in both attack and defence, not feel very tired and as fatigued, which will enable you to play a better game and feel fitter. I'm now seeking to focus on improving your 2-footed jump in the air, so that you can then first of all get to the height to retrieve the ball from the air, and then this height will then allow you to, whilst in the air, look for a player to pass the ball to, meaning that the ball can be removed from the danger area more quickly. 2-footed jumps are very important in basketball as they're used in both defensive and offensive ends for box out and rebounds. For example, to do a tip-off for box out and rebounds, etc. So you use it both defensive and offensive ends. Being able to jump high will enable you to retrieve the ball from the air air and win it, meaning that if this occurs at the offensive area, you'll then be able to have another attempt or a shot on goal. Or if you retrieve it at the defensive area, then you will prevent the other team from getting a goal. So this will give your team an edge, making possession higher. I will start off by teaching you how to do a two-footed jump the most effectively. I will video your technique and analysing it, you looking at your technique. I will then teach you the correct techniques and get you to watch YouTube videos on how to do it correctly. This is so that you understand what the perfect two-footed jump should look like, and you'll understand how to achieve it and what I'm asking for you to do. I've then got a drill with progressions that you'll do to increase your two-footed jump. So, the drill. So first of all, I've got a drill which involves two-footed jump, which progressively increases in difficulty. So starting much more basic, and then more and more adding it into a more real-life basketball game situation. So the first drill involves just doing a two-footed jump, just a simple two-footed jump like so. And I forgot to say that before we do the drill, I'll get you to do a standing vertical jump, and I'll measure the height at which you reach, and also the time in air, and then I'll compare those scores with after you've done the drill and the training program, and see if there's an improvement in the time in air and the height. Anyway, back to the drill. So first of all, it's just going to be doing a simple jump, two-footed jump into the air. This is just to practice what it feels like, and I can watch your technique, making sure that it's correct, and can make any adjustments before we've kind of gone too far into it. So first of all, it's going to do a simple two-footed jump. The second progression is then going to be taking 2 steps towards, so it's going to be facing the backboard. You take 2 steps, and then you're going to jump with a two-footed jump into the air and hit the backboard. That's the second one. The next progression will then be doing a run-up, jumping and hitting the backboard. So it's normal two-footed jump, then it's walking, and then it's running. And then the two-footed jump will then, so it'll be running, and then they'll have to receive a high ball in the air to then to catch it once they're in the air. So they'll be running like so, and then someone will throw them a high ball which will have to catch in the air. And then the next progression will be they will be running, doing the two-footed jump into the air, receiving the ball in the air, and whilst also in the air, they need to be looking around at who is around them, deciding who's free, who's not free, the correct teammate to pass to whilst in the air, and they need to release the ball as soon as they land. So they need to have already made a decision about who to pass to, and they can throw the ball whilst in the air to a teammate. So this is the drill. We'll start off in the first session just doing this, and then each session will progress it. And depending on how you're getting on, we'll progress it faster or slower, or we can, if you're struggling a bit with something, we can go back to the previous, go back to the easier step to make sure that's perfect, and then move on to the harder step. So we'll kind of time it on how you're doing. So the drill is both working on your technique, your power in a two-footed jump, the height of your jump, as a better two-footed jump will enable you to jump higher. In the box out and rebound, for example, being able to do a two-footed jump will enable you to get more time in the air and a greater height, and longer time in the air will mean that you'll have more time to look around and decide who's free to pass the ball to on their team. And this two-footed jump will also help in basketball when approaching the basket and doing a two-footed jump to place the ball into the net and to score. As it's written on here, they'll be able to jump as high as they can and then kind of more drop it into the basket, which will more likely get a goal. And then, so after around 2 months, we will refilm your two-footed jump and compare it to how you did, and compare it to the video that we took at the beginning. So we compare it and do overlays so we can watch them exactly the same time and watch it. And then do a standing vertical jump again and see if height has increased and time in air has increased. And this will show the improvements you've made in terms of your technique. Then finally, I'll be seeking to improve the power in your legs to generate the force required to push you up into the air, meaning that as a result, both your time in air and jump height will increase, which are the most important aspects of the jump, so they'll both improve. Not being able to generate much power in the legs means that the action and reaction will be small, so Newton's third law, as the power you're putting in will be the same as what you get out. Greater power you're putting in will mean greater power coming out and being reflected into your jump. Greater power will enable you to jump higher into the air, and if you jump higher, this will mean that the time in air will be longer. If time in air increases, this will mean that you have longer time in the air to look at teammates who are free or in the best position to pass the ball to. Basketball is a game of agility, speed, and jumping. I'll mainly be helping you increase the power in your legs so that you'll be able to jump higher and have a greater time in air, but also having powerful legs will also help you when sprinting down court, with general explosive movements, etc. So, I'll be aiming to increase the power in your muscles via 3 different types of training and via a drill, which I'll be progressing and making harder. There are 3 different types of training that I will be getting you to do, which all will massively help to increase the power. These include plyometric, resistance, and circuit training. Plyometric training involves a lot of jumping, bounding, leaping, which will all help to improve your power. It's one of the best ways to build explosive power. It's said that performing plyometrics 1 to 3 times a week can increase and improve your speed and strength. I'm going to be doing you a training plan incorporating both circuit and plyometric training, doing a circuits drill. This is going to be 5 different stations to begin with, and then each time we'll increase the stations each time, until we have 10 stations altogether. Each station will be done for 1 minute. In the first circuit class that we're going to do together, I will count the amounts of reps that you do in each minute, and I will film you doing the exercises. This is so that around 3 months later we can then re-watch the videos and compare the number of reps you're able to do after this time period, as you should hopefully be able to do more reps and not feel as fatigued. The circuits will begin with including power generating and explosive movements, for example squats, jump squats with weights on, jump lunges, box jumps, and plyometric agility hurdles. These exercises will all improve your explosive power. Each station will be done for 1 minute, and this circuit will be repeated 3 times. The first week, you'll be doing this circuit 2 times a week, as well as on 2 other days doing resistance and weight training at the gym. Each week, I will add an additional exercise to the circuit until there are at least 10 different exercises, which will occur at week 6. The other 5 exercises that will be added each week include broad jumps. They build true leg strength because you don't need to take a step or getting a running start, as they basically require you to perform a deep-seated squat to propel yourself forward as fast as you can. Squat thrusters, 1 leg pulses, 30 seconds for each leg, burpees, and wall sits. All these range of exercises involve some form of muscle power, whether it's holding a position where the muscle is contracting and under great amounts of stress, which is useful in the eccentric phase of a jump, or whether it's explosive, powerful movements, pushing you up into the air, which will be useful in the concentric phase, where you'll continue to do the same 10 exercises for the same 2 months. After around 3 to 4 months of circuit training, we will retest to see your progress. That's the circuit training and plyometrics. But like I was saying, I'll also get you to do I'll also do your training program, which you'll follow in the gym, which is going to be based around weight and resistance training. This will increase the strength in your muscles, allowing you to generate more power and be able to jump higher. The weight and resistance training will mainly involve the use of resistance bands, pulleys, and then also in the form of weight training via dumbbells. You're going to be doing 2 days a week of resistance training, and each week I will increase the reps that you have to do, and will slowly increase the resistance when I feel you're ready to progress onto the next level. After around 4 months, I will then get you to redo the whole circuit, and I'll count the number of reps you do in the minute for all your exercises, so you can compare them to the beginning, and I'll also show the film of you doing the circuits at the beginning compared to now to show your progress visually, and so you can see the improvements that you're hopefully are going to be made.